Do you have a goal or an agenda, but it's not panning out the way that you expected? Maybe it has a certain financial destination, but it's not working out in your favor. Or maybe you've been hit with a crisis, something that caught you off guard. Maybe you're unemployed. Maybe you had a dream job, but you got let go and you're trying to find your other dream job. Well, listen, I want to share something with you today that God shared with me. It was this quote, and as of this video, it's my newest quote. I'm an author, so I have a lot of quotes, but this quote right here is my newest one. And this quote, I want you to, when I give it to you, I want you to write it down, and I want you to remember this quote. And if you apply this quote, I believe that it'll change your situation. And if you remember this quote and continuously apply this quote, it might just change your life. Walk with me. Listen, who am I? I'm Billy Miller, the motivational minister, and they call me the motivational minister because I help people to improve their lives by teaching them life skills from the Bible. And listen, I'm going to teach this. I'm not going to be here that long. I'm going to share the quote with you in a second, give a couple of examples, and then we're done. So listen, I want you to listen. Before I get to that quote, real quick, I have this book here called You Can't Quit Now. I want to give to you for free because a lot of people are giving up. A lot of people are quitting. This quote is going to help you not to quit too. But just as a resource to go a little deeper, I have this book called You Can't Quit Now that I want to give to you for free. If you would like this book, I put the link to the book in the description of this video, or you can look at the pinned comment. Just click the link, sign up, and I'm gonna give you this book absolutely free. But listen, let's get to this quote. I'm gonna put it up here on the screen. Take a screenshot of it, write it down, do whatever you got to do. All right. But listen to the quote. You have to do what you gotta do until you can do what you want to do. Say it one more time. You have to do what you gotta do until you can do what you want to do. I was talking with this lady once, and she had this in-house uh, boyfriend, right? And she was working a job and a part-time job, and he was working no job. And come to find out, he wasn't working a job because, uh, or he couldn't find a job because he was getting turned down. Come to find out, he was turning the jobs down. And the reason he was turning the jobs down is because he said that he wanted to work an office job. So here she is working two jobs. He had job opportunities, but he turned them down because his desire was to work a office job. Listen, I remember back in the days, I was making I had this one job, I was making about $40,000 a year, which wasn't bad during that time, right? And when I left that job, I was unemployed, and it got to a situation where I don't have any income, I don't have no unemployment, I don't have right, and so I wind up getting a job, my next job after that, making $8.50 an hour. Why did I get that job? I was making $40,000 a year. Why am I getting this job to make $8.50 an hour? For this very reason right here. You have to do what you gotta do until you can do what you want to do. So I don't know where this guy came from that he's looking for that perfect job before he can work. And they were struggling, and she's working, she's doing what she got to do, but he's not doing what he had to do. Listen, I come from the tribe of real men. Well, listen, if you got to flip a burger to feed your family, that's what you got to do. And listen, that's what I did. I worked this job making $8.50 an hour. And I eventually, I wasn't even there a good 5 months before they made me a manager. So you got to have the right attitude. And if you have this right attitude, and if you apply this principle, if you'll just do what you got to do until you can do what you want to do. Listen, this guy that I'm talking about, he could have gotten a job that offered him that that was available. Just say if it was working construction, just say it was janitorial work or whatever. And he could have did what he had to do while he was looking for a office job. Why he continued to look for the office job, but doing what he got to do. And that's going to happen for you too. Listen, there's one thing that comes with life. I'm gonna tell you this was part of the package with life, and that is troubles, that is crisis, that is affliction. It's going to happen. Listen, I've said it once, I've said it twice, I've said it 1,000 times. You're either coming out of a crisis, you're currently in a crisis, or you're about to head to one. And you're going to have this mindset. I remember, my goal, one of my goals, one of my dreams is to be a full-time author, right? And I remember, praying to God about this. And I have 4 books. You see them right over here. But I'm not a full-time author. I I work a job. As a matter of fact, I work a job and a part-time job. But I still wrote 4 books, working 2 jobs. Are you follow me? But I remember talking to God and praying with God, and I said, "Hey, I want to be a full-time author." And me and God was having a conversation. He says, "Well, why you not a full-time author?" I said, "Well, I gotta work." And he said, "Why you gotta work?" And I said, "Because I gotta pay bills. Because that's what work is, exchanging your time for money. And I can't be a full-time author because I need to go and put at least 8 hours in, exchanging my time for money to get a paycheck. So I got to work to pay the bills." And he says, "Well, build something that's going to pay your bills." And so I began to do that, right? I didn't know what the something was. I figured it was going to be a business. Maybe it was going to be real estate, something. A business is a system that doesn't require you necessarily to be there for it to operate. Are you follow me? So I didn't know if it was going to be real estate. I didn't know if it was going to be my books taking off. And that's when I began my YouTube journey, right? And I said, well, maybe it's somewhere in here. Maybe the YouTube is going to be the thing that blows up my business or to increase my book sales, and therefore when I have enough income coming in where I can fire my job and focus totally on being a writer and speaker and all of that, right? Well, that's what I did, and I've been doing it for a year. And listen, I'm learning, but I haven't achieved that goal yet. So what am I going to do now? Do I give up? Do I quit? Of course not. I'm still working the 2 jobs. Why? You have to do what you gotta do until you can do what you want to do. Are you understand? I hope this is a nugget for you. There's a lady I watch on YouTube called Cams, and I remember for the summer she set out a goal. She was like, "Hey, I want one of my videos to go viral," and she works in the school system. So for the summer, she focused on putting her videos out there, and she has great content. I'm surprised she ain't went viral yet, but the video didn't go viral. It didn't pan out the way she planned it. So did she quit? Did she just fall out? No. She's going to school, starting back. She's going back to work, but she's still listen. She's doing what she got to do until she can do what she want to do. Will you do the same? Will you do the same? What is it that you're desiring to do, but it didn't pan out yet? What is it that you set your sights on, but it hasn't happened yet? Listen, you may have to work the job until one of the one revelation I learned a long time ago. I always said, "Hey, work your job, right? Do your vision part time until it grows enough to where you can do it full time." What is that? Doing what you have to do, doing what you got to do until you can do what you want to do. And a lot of you right there, a lot of you are looking at your limiting situation. You're looking at your life. You're saying, "Hey, man, I because of this, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Because of this, I'm not gonna be able to do that. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough education. I don't have enough resources." And you're allowing your limitations to stop you, and you're not doing what you got to do because you're waiting for all the everything to line up perfectly. Bible says, "He who observes the wind will not sow." If you're waiting on perfect conditions, you'll never do anything. Listen, you can make a plan even in your situation right now. It may not be perfect. It may not have worked out like you wanted to. You may not have the money yet. You may not have the resources yet. You may not have the support yet. But guess what? You can still make a plan. And I want to go deeper into that. Listen, I want you to watch this video right here. Just click right there, and I'm going to see you in that video, and I'm going to show you how you can make a plan regardless of your limitations. Click right there. I love y'all. Y'all take care. Y'all stay up. Y'all stay blessed. And always remember that the word is your life.